Hey guys, welcome back to more Orville. We are on the penultimate episode of season 2 already. This is going to be episode 13 of 14. So the season's gone quite quick, and it's had a very strange curve to it. It started off with a lot of character development, and I knew they were leading somewhere with it, and then we got that huge budget 2-part episode with the Kalon. Whether we're going to finish out on a high or not, I don't know. We're going to jump into episode 13 anyway. That's called Tomorrow, and Tomorrow, and Tomorrow. Let's go.
Our first date actually does not seem like that long ago.
Do you remember you called me at 9 a.m. the next morning?
Was it that early?
Oh, it was that early, 9 a.m.
Well, I can see how a guy being excited to see you would be a major turnoff.
Hey, if I'd been 5 years younger, I probably wouldn't have answered.
You know,
I know you know this.
First date, that's big too anxious.
Us trying again is still not off the table for me.
No, I know that, but I'm not sure about her.
The Orville, it's like a whole other world for us. And it just makes the past seem almost like a different lifetime. We become a good team and really great friends. I mean, in some ways better friends than when we were married.
Yeah, leave it there, I think.
If even half of your research has legs, this is still the biggest breakthrough in decades.
It could be used to link a temporal field to the neurological pathway of a biological or artificial organism.
Time travel.
Chief?
Oh, we're getting a time travel episode. Yes.
Already?
Yep.
Just for the record, the Dysonium field condenser analysis is something a first-year cadet could do. Power sleeping pill.
I'll try that too.
Oh, I'd like a time travel episode. We've not had one. Yeah, no, we have. We have. Okay, we've hit something. An anomaly.
Grayson to bridge. What the hell was that?
Stand by, Kelly. Cause? Natural phenomenon. Probably from a neutron star collision somewhere.
I'm heading to the bridge. Isaac, go to engineering and assist Lamar.
Yes, Commander.
What now? Another version of it?
Where am I?
Oh, no.
Your exterior ornamentation appears to have transformed. How did you accomplish this with such rapidity? You are on the Orville.
This has to be the
What the
past.
hell is going on? I was in my apartment.
Do you not remember?
No.
Discontinue program.
This is not a simulation. I believe Commander Grayson is unwell.
Isaac, I'm right here. I'm
Uh-oh.
fine.
We got 2 of them.
Inform Lieutenant Kiali we have an intruder in Science Lab 1.
Well, yeah, in effect, you do.
She appears healthy,
Interesting.
although her stress hormone levels are still high and she's moderately hungover, but
Could she be an alien life form of some kind?
at the molecular level is our Kelly. The only difference is she's approximately 7 years younger.
There we go. That's why she doesn't know who any of you are. Wow, we've pulled her from the past. Yeah. Oh, that's gotta freak you out. How can that not freak you out? More jarring for the earlier version of her, because at least the other one remembers. She has no clue.
She's you.
She is.
That's impossible.
It's something Isaac did.
Doctor, what
It's
the
gotta
hell
be.
is going on here?
Ed?
She is you. 7 years ago.
Ooh, goody. This should
Say
be
that one
good.
more time.
The gravitational wave we encountered
you.
amplified the temporal field generated by Dr. Aronoff's device. Field energy may have been sufficient to transport Commander Grayson's past self into our present.
She really is me from the past. Why don't I remember all of this? And if it turns out we can't reverse it, why am I here at all?
Oh, here we go. Temporal fucking paradoxes. I am reminded constantly of Catherine Janeway saying the future is the past and the past is the future. It all just gets so confusing. And why don't I remember? And why did they remember? The best thing to do with time is try not to think about it.
It is possible that when Lieutenant Grayson was extracted from the past, a new timeline was generated.
How come there's not a young Gordon or pubescent Bortus walking
She was
around?
stood next to the
Commander
device.
Grayson was closest in proximity to the device at the time of the event.
What exactly were you thinking about when the wave hit?
Well,
You must have
last
been
night,
recalling
Ed and I
then.
were talking about our first date.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about that.
Yeah.
That was yesterday.
The relationship of a conscious observer to quantum-level events in time and space is not fully understood. It was part of the subject of my research.
I got a B+ in temporal theory.
I would have thought you, of all people, would have gotten an A.
What do we tell her about the past 7 years?
You don't.
What do you think?
Then we should lock her in a room and keep her away from any information about the future.
Yeah.
How do we know which one it is?
We don't know.
We don't. I'm not gonna confine her to quarters when she's done nothing wrong.
We got married.
Yes.
And then we got divorced. That's right. And now we're serving together. If you'd asked me to predict the next 7 years of my life, this would have been guess number 9,000. I seriously have no idea what to think right now. Why did we get divorced?
That's
Well,
a multifaceted
complicated.
situation.
There was an
Incident.
infidelity. Wait, who cheated on who? Okay, I'm very confused. You know what?
Whoopee.
I feel like my whole life has already happened, and I didn't even have any say in it.
These are your quarters for the time being.
Oh, man. Every instance of time travel in every show I've ever watched, we come across this issue. Because it's part and parcel of what goes with the territory. Good intentions and knowledge of one's own future can significantly alter things.
If young Kelly meeting old Kelly has changed the timeline, would we even know about it?
Perhaps the timeline has already been changed.
You guys will not get me into a discussion of time travel logic.
No,
that
you can
would
go
rather
on
chew
forever.
broken glass.
As the gravitational pulse was a natural phenomenon, there is an irreducible chaotic element.
It's too random to lock into. As of right now, there's no way to duplicate it, which
Right.
means
She's
there's
stuck
no way
here.
to send Kelly back.
Well, that's going to be a problem.
I mean, we have a supposedly
That means she
brilliant
vanishes
engineer
from
and
the
a
past.
K-line working on this.
I wish we had better news. I'm sorry.
But you can take all the time you need to decide what you want your life here to be. Seems clear by now, for whatever reason, the timeline is intact.
Just what Ed needed right now, when they were literally just discussing their marriage and their relationship, and him saying it's still on the table for him and her saying it's not for her. The earlier version, who is going to fall in love with him and marry him, is now hit as well. That's going to overly complicate everything.
We would help you in any way we can, and I'm sure Admiral Halsey would do the same.
I need to think.
She's lost. You would be. And again, time travel. What happens if she is here and she stays here and she's stuck here? What does that do for the timeline?
Who am I here?
You can only have
I have no
one.
place. What am I supposed to do?
What are your goals in life?
To fall in love. To be captain of my own ship.
I'm sorry if I keep pausing it, but time travel episodes are a fucking nightmare. She can't stay here. Even if they can't do anything to send her back, the universe, whatever the time itself will auto-correct it at some point. If she remains here, and she's from 7 years ago, at some point, she will catch up to the point, and time will catch up to the point where she got married, had met Ed, then got divorced, then ended up on this ship, and there is already that version of her here. So what happens to this one? Does she just vanish into non-existence? I have no idea.
What's the point when she's gonna do it all first? And if she fails, then I know there's no point in even trying.
She has her life, and you have yours. And yours can be anything you want it to be. What do you say we get you a proper uniform, Lieutenant?
They're under my command, and for things to work properly on this ship, they need to respect me. I'm trying to make friends here. But you're right, I wasn't thinking. I learned this over a long 7 years. When you become a leader, there's a distance you have to maintain. And honestly, the idea of policing everything I do so it doesn't affect your command is, well, kind of suffocating. I know, it sucks. But here's the upside. We each have the ultimate confidant. We can tell each other anything.
Well, that's talking to yourself.
Like a twin sister.
Oh, come on, how are you doing that?
Gotta hit the left arrow, hold the top button down.
That's what I'm doing. I'm literally doing... Wait, hang on. Wait, where's he? Wait, how am I supposed to...
You gotta back him up.
Gordon, I don't have 20 fingers. This is... Come in.
Hey!
How cool would that be? I need it.
Oh, my God, that's just great.
Well,
We've
I
got
was
an issue.
wondering if I could talk to you. Alone? This is a weird situation, so I'm just gonna come right out and say it. I had a really great time with you the other night.
There we go.
The other night. Other night.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my
Right.
other night, which for me is still fresh in my mind. So, I guess what I was wondering is,
Do you want to go on another day?
I would love a second date.
Listen, I have kind of a weird question.
One no one's ever asked before. Am I okay to date?
It's really weird.
You.
Like, like you might get riled up.
Where are you going with this?
You know where it's going.
How would you feel about me going on a second date with her? Look, I know it's out there.
This is so bizarre.
She came to my quarters and I didn't know what to say. It's almost like it could be a second chance for us.
There is no us without me.
And truthfully, I'd really just like to date somebody who's not a krill.
Yeah.
How many times have human beings wished
they could
that
start
they could go
over
back and fix the past?
Yeah,
Well,
here
this
we
is
go.
a real life opportunity. But that's why I came here first.
This is why time's meant to be
All you
linear.
have to say is that you want to try again with me. And I won't even consider this.
You know I can't. I have no right to tell you not to pursue this. But just remember, 7 years have passed for you too. You've changed, just like me.
And thanks.
Yeah. The other Kelly is, as you remember,
No one knew what to do with him after that. The admirals wanted to deactivate him, but Kelly and I talked him out of it.
Kelly and
God, I'm sorry.
I think
keep
you
doing
better
that.
pick a different
it's
name.
okay. I know this is just as trippy for you. After our first date, you obviously called me and asked me out again.
Next morning.
Yeah, I think it was like 2-3 days later. Or something
Fuck
like that.
off, you
Really?
blind git.
I don't know if I buy that.
Why not?
I don't know, you just didn't seem like you had that much game.
Well, that's...
And probably before noon.
Nah,
There's
she's
no
bang on.
advantage to me being in the future if I can't use it against you.
We need 2 more.
I'm okay.
Another round.
I've had
He
3
needs
of these.
another
I'm
one.
fine.
She goes.
I'm fine. I'll bring you another round.
Thank you.
You realize that?
No, I
This
take
is
no
all your
responsibility.
fault.
No, I just ordered
have
the
to
drinks.
maintain a decorum
You
in front of the
drank
crew.
them.
Well,
I had a really great time.
a little more of a loaded statement.
Everything you said after the 3rd drink was a loaded statement.
This is so not romantic at all.
You know it is. Come here.
I mean, it would be great for the two of them, but it's not. You know, when they say something's not meant to be, they just mean they've got to fix this. This can't work.
Captain, Lieutenant?
It's one thing to visit back to the past, but to have it brought to you like this.
I'm having real reservations about this whole thing. I don't think it's a good idea. Well,
Neither do I.
I just figured since you aren't together anymore. And
But you can't tell her what to do.
I know me at your age. I don't want to see him get hurt. I don't want to see you get hurt. I didn't plan to either, but you did. Yeah, that's what I'm warning you about. I don't need warnings. I'm not you. I mean what I say. I mean, I know myself. I used to say things like, find my soulmate. Well, guess what? You don't find soulmates. You become soulmates. So you're saying you have a better handle on our life than I do. Have you seen the hot mess you've made of it? You're not a captain. You maintain a distance from your crew. There were 3 things I wanted in life. You've made my future a disappointment.
One thing I will comment on. Very, very good editing in this episode, the way that they've knitted it all together, because obviously there's only one actress.
Everything okay?
It's fine.
Okay.
That's when you know it isn't.
Scans have picked up 2 Kalon ships on what appears to be an intercept course.
Gordon, alter course and go to Quantum.
Aye, sir.
Maintain course until we're out of scanning range. You know, Gordon, I gotta tell you, I feel like I have a real chance at making things right.
You forget. I saw everything. I was there. I saw what that divorce did to you. I don't want to have to do that again for both of our sakes.
You won't, I promise. This is gonna be different.
Hey, guys.
How's it going?
Hey!
Hey. So,
I'll just see
I
how
know
this
the
plays out
engineers
now.
program the simulator with one of my favorite spots on Earth. Gordon, you and Borda should come too. I already invited Tala.
Sounds great.
Damn!
Boys, listen! The night is ours!
It wouldn't even been so bad if the music was remotely tolerable, but that was awful.
Every mature person has to make peace with the fact that they used to be dumber. What do you think?
That's the one Kelly wore on our 1-year anniversary.
For God's sake, I was trying to surprise you.
You know what? It's even better the second time around.
He's going to come to the same realization here, isn't he, that this is a bad idea. And it's going to happen to him very shortly.
What do you think of the club?
Oh my God, so fun.
It's such a cool place. You should have danced with us. I really like you.
Well, I really like you too. Wait, just, I don't know, it's, I don't know.
Let me help you figure it out.
Doesn't this feel just a little messed up?
No, not to me.
Does to him,
Look, I'm not saying I don't want to. Believe me, I've already felt all of this.
Well, now
7 years
you've
ago,
definitely told
she
yourself
was
out of
here,
it.
and I was completely in love with her. We've evolved together. And I still love her.
This is going to make him realize if this somehow gets resolved and she goes back to where she's meant to be from and the place where she's supposed to be, which is the past, it's going to have changed Ed's realization and perception and to come to terms with the fact that what they were discussing at the beginning of the episode, that it's best to leave it where it is now. You've become good friends, but you maintain a certain distance and you have that past between the two of you and you've grown together. He's just said it himself. We need to get this girl home.
Bridge to Captain. The 2 Kalon vessels have re-entered scanner range.
Sorry to pull everyone out of bed.
How far are they?
Estimated time to intercept, 7 minutes.
We're not far from the Vendex system, right?
Approximately 3.6 light years.
Well, Vendek 2 has a covariant ring system, if I remember correctly.
That's great. How does it help us?
Jovian rings are made of chunks of ice. So, we join the pack, which should create a film of ice around the hull. Then we shut down all power until the Kalon are gone. Exactly.
Set a course for Vendek 2.
Aye, sir.
Damn. Nice parking job, Gordon.
Turn on the hose. Aye, sir.
Funky monkey. Wow.
The Kalon ships are closing.
Wow. You can't take that on your own. Oh, there he is scanning. Problem is, if they locate you, how long is it going to take to get out of this? They're going to pass right by you. All of those ice crystals out there, and they pass right by you. So they're not all fallible then, are they?
Away. We'll stay powered down until 0600 hours.
Nice. Now, can we somehow figure out how to get home?
Hey, I owe you an apology.
There's a lot to this they haven't focused
Funny
on.
coincidence, as I owe you
Talk
a
about it
thank
after.
you. So, maybe we just say they cancel each other out. I really felt, for the first time, the gravity of what you do every single day.
Yeah.
You're kind of amazing. Well, there's a lot of you in there. Come in. Lamar, what is
Some
it?
news, please.
Breakthrough, we think.
Yes.
What do you mean?
Well, I can't make any promises, but I think we found a way to send Lieutenant Grayson back to her own time.
And inducing a laterally symmetric field in the ship's graviton emitters.
Yeah,
Now,
what
if
he
we can
said.
focus the wave through the lens of the Aeronov device, we can send you home. Right back to the moment you left. It's gonna take a lot of gas. We'd have to draw power straight from the quantum drive.
Wait a minute. Even if it works, what about all of my knowledge of the future? Even if I keep my mouth shut, no one could resist the temptation to make changes based on that kind of foresight.
True.
We could do a memory wipe. You'd have to make that decision for yourself.
Why are you smiling?
Because we know it'll work.
How?
Because she's
It already worked.
Yeah.
And you sent me back successfully. That's why you don't remember any of this.
This was the bit I was going to focus on in the review afterwards. that if this is a singular time travel linear event that folds back in on itself, A leads to B leads to C leads to A, this has already happened. You don't remember it. And the reason you don't remember it is because they did this. Yeah, I was wondering how they were going to tackle it. Which is why Kelly doesn't remember.
How about we meet for a drink 7 years from tonight?
What do you say?
I'll see you in the mess hall at 8. I feel like I know myself better. So do I.
Lamar to captain. We're ready to go down here.
I'm sorry for what I'm about to do over the next 5 years of your life. The absence, the neglect. I wish I could undo it all.
But you can't.
Captain, I'm ready to begin.
Mercer to Lamar. Initiate sequence.
Memory wipe is complete.
Engineering to bridge. We're right up against the red line.
Lamar,
Really?
can you give Isaac any more?
Not in guaranteed field stability.
Lamar, can you give us another 15%?
Is he nuts? Captain, that'd be a bad idea. We're way past safety margins.
Hull integrity is weakening.
Shut it down.
Ta-da! And now she'll get that early 9 o'clock call from Ed. As long as the doctor's memory wipe has worked. Have you anything feel weird at all? I'll be Ed.
Hey,
Hi.
I hope I'm not calling too early. Did I wake you up?
No, I was,
I'm in a weird dream.
You okay?
yeah.
I know this goes completely against the cool guy playbook, but I had a really great time with you last night. I was wondering if I could take you out again.
I just don't see us working out. I'm sorry.
Oh. Okay, that's just put a huge fucking spanner in everything. I thought that was just the end of the episode. Oh, I'm actually in shock. I thought we're just going to end the episode there and everything gets resolved. And there was no indication whatsoever that this is a two-parter, but it kind of has to be. With where they've just left it. Because clearly the memory wipe didn't work or not sufficient enough. Don't know how much she remembers, but she clearly remembers enough to turn Ed down. You have now irreparably changed history and the timeline and the past. Oh shit. Huh. I was just ready to give a whole song and dance about how that was a really good episode and how they managed to combine a time travel episode with character development and Ed and Kelly's relationship and possibly bringing it and drawing it to a final close for him to understand and realise why the way things are now, the status quo that they have between the two of them and being good friends would be enough. And they've given us a little twist at the end. Wow. I didn't see that coming. By the way, really great editing on the episode. Knitting, obviously, the two Kellys together in every scene. There wasn't too many scenes where they were both on screen at the same time, and I didn't really notice anything that stood out. I did an awful lot of commentary and talking in that because I love time travel episodes, if anything. Can blame Back to the Future for that. We're way back in the 80s. That's what started me off on it all. And then obviously Star Trek came along and I've lost count as how many time travel episodes we've had. But even other stuff, other shows, 12 Monkeys, anything that's time travel is ridiculously complicated and you're trying to work it out for yourself and you want to see how many scenarios they come up with, how many different permutations they come up with and how much they decide to just breeze over and not concentrate too much about it, of you working stuff out. But what about this? What about that? And I was about to give a whole song and dance before we got to the last 5 minutes as to why Kelly doesn't remember. But they tied it up. However, it was all about to be tied up and they've literally just thrown a spanner in the program, a wrench in the program. So they can't leave it there, right? Because at the moment that she said that, the future changes instantly for everybody else. Because it creates a new reality. Never mind for everybody else on board the Orville, but in particular for Ed and for Kelly, and as to whether they'll both still be there. I don't know. So, join me for the season finale next week. So unexpected. What's the episode actually called? The Road Not Taken. And all it says is the crew must deal with the disastrous fallout from Kelly's decision. So there you go. Join me for that next week, and we'll somehow figure out what the hell she's done and how somehow she's going to have to put it back. And the only way to convince the younger version of Kelly to be able to correct her mistake would be to ensure she doesn't remember a damn thing, which clearly right now she does. Right, guys, join me for that. Episode 14 next week. That was enjoyable. This show, we're going to be at the end of season 2 in the next episode. This show has been unexpectedly spectacular and not really felt like a spoof, just felt a little less stiff, a little less regimented, I would like to say a little less authoritative on like a military kind of thing, but like Star Trek was never a military, but it's just the chain of command and the seriousness of everything. They've thrown comedy into this to such an extent that it's classed as a spoof, but the stories are so good. Right then, see you for episode 14 next week. Take care.